He seemed to be out of rhythm even before he fouled out.
Well, we changed the matchup from the first game. We started off with Sergio on him in the first game, and that wasn't. They were very aggressive at home, and he got in a rhythm early, and he was really aggressive. We weren't defending much of anybody in the first game in the first 10 minutes, but it really got them going, and we changed the matchup. We had Pettigrew on him to start, and Juan at times was on him, and they did a great job. Their experience on guarding a very good mobile post player really came into play in the first half, and he didn't do much in the first half, partly because of trouble, but partly because of the defense, I think, and the experience that our guys had in the front line. And then second half, he wanted to get going, wanted to be aggressive. I think he made some plays where we had good help side, and we continued to stay in front of him, and really just never let him get confident. And, it was key. Now, other guys stepped up on their team and made it a seesaw game and made plays, but he was a big key in that first game, how aggressive he was, and he's a terrific player. But we said before the game, we've got more guys with tournament win experience right now. We got to really lean on you guys. And, you never know if that plays a factor with a freshman or even guys that haven't been in this situation. So, but they kept coming. They kept coming.
You said before you guys made the trip down, and you wanted to kind of bottle up all the frustrations that have gone into this year, which it's had its fair share, no question. But you feel like you guys are starting to maybe do that with the efforts back-to-back nights like this?
Well, I think we have finished the year in a whole lot better position mentally, confidence-wise, how hard we're playing. We didn't play every game perfect down the stretch, but we were a whole lot better most of the time. Now, there were times where our bad habits came back to us a little bit, and there were times that other teams made us play bad, to be honest, down the stretch the last couple of weeks. And you got to give other teams credit, but you also, come tournament play, you got to try to bottle up what you have, and you have to. There's no question you could just see who's a senior. If you didn't know the classes on the court, you can see it. You can see it in the play. You can see who's crying after the game. Obviously, guys that play in their last game, it's tough. It's tough, but the guys step up are usually the seniors. And these first two games, these guys have been huge.
Coach Serge credited Juan.
Did you identify yourself?
James Brandenburg from WKU in Bowling Green. Coach, Serge identified Juan as a guy who kind of pulled the team together emotionally a little bit when things got rough early. I don't know exactly what the point was, but it certainly seemed as if he was a guy folks were leaning on. You've talked a little bit about how much he's grown up this year, but have you seen quite that kind of leadership from him before, and how welcome is it?
Well, Juan is a very confident individual, and in our success as the season went on, he was a big part of that. And there's a certain swagger about him that the guys, obviously, it helps everybody. And when he's playing well, we're usually playing our best basketball. He struggled in the first half to finish, and there were times this year he would put his head down and not finish the game in the right light. He turned it around mid-game and made a huge difference in the game. Yesterday, he was as locked in on both ends of the floor that I've ever seen him. And once again, he's getting better, and a big part of the win tonight, big part of the win yesterday. And that confidence you need at certain times in the game when it's getting down to nitty-gritty time. You need someone to come up and make plays, but you need to look around and know you got guys that are willing to step up, and Juan is doing that right now. So very happy for him, very excited about that.
Last question for Coach McDonald. Coach, North Texas tomorrow in the semifinal. You guys obviously beat them at home on national TV. Just if you could talk a little bit about what you expect out of them tomorrow. Obviously, they're in the same boat you guys are, in that they've won 2 games to get to.
Well, I think this, honestly, it's a true indication of how wild conference play is in the regular season and the postseason. I don't think Coach Jones thought they were playing their best basketball coming into the tournament, but they have tournament experience, and it's like a new season for a lot of teams and a lot of people. And I have not watched them play the last couple of days, but I'm sure they're playing better to be in this position. And they got a bunch of guys that don't want to go home, that have been here. And it's almost like the regular season kind of goes out the window. It's a new season. And if you have that attitude and you can somehow get that energy going and confidence, it can snowball. And then obviously they're playing well. So we're going to have to play well. We played very, very well. You know, at halftime I was kind of joking with the staff, the last time we had everybody really play well in the game was probably North Texas. And you seem like you get 4 guys or 3 guys playing really well, and a couple are just a little bit off. We played really well in the first game. We're going to have to continue to play hard and not beat ourselves. And this should come down to a couple possession game. That's going to come down to execution.
Coach, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.